Testing, testing.
Oh, we're videoing already. So everyone saw my little shake. So I have some friends from my old congregation who are like, we miss you. We're going to come to your service tonight. Isn't that sweet? It's so sweet. I know that song. Okay, that's like your new shtick. I like it. I'm always ready. That's not true. I'm ready now.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's take that deep Shabbat breath. Let's create sacred space in the space that we are in, whatever that space may be. May you allow the walls of the room that you are in to hold you, to hold everything that you bring to Shabbat tonight, whether it is joyful or sad or apprehensive or perplexed or whatever it is that brings you to this moment right now. Breathe that in and then breathe it out and allow Shabbat to settle in as you make your home a sanctuary. We begin with the lighting of Shabbat lights, page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Let's turn to Lecha Dodi, page 138 in our books, or page 20 if you are following along in the other version of the book. At this point, I don't even know what page numbers for which book or whatever, but it's either 20 or 138, or don't worry about the page number and just be here. Just welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 Panei Shabbat, Panei Shabbat Nekabela, Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 Panei Shabbat, Panei Shabbat Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'diborecha
Entrance of your space. We turn to page 144 or page 26 for Kehilah Kedoshah. If you are standing, you may be seated at this time.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם ועלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומה וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen.
We take a moment now to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing a period of Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30 day mourning period. If you wish to, please stand at this time so that we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom Yenachem etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We now stand together as a community for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, page 28 or 146.
Yai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 31 or 149. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. 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 ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Let's be seated, and as we turn to the Ve'ahavta, our continuation of the Shema, We acknowledge all of the parents whose children have started school this week and who, in addition to being their parents, are now also their at-home learning coordinators. And while we empathize with everything that like truly empathize, and maybe I'm feeling everything that brings up for you as parents, we also acknowledge the opportunity it gives you to be not only their school teachers, but also their Torah teachers. And not to add pressure, but to add that privilege as we share in the Ve'ahavta together.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha vechol nafshecha uvechol meotecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We turn to pages 40 and 41, pages 159 and 158. And tonight I am reflecting on last night and an important and difficult conversation that we had together as a community about which we may not all agree on every point, but the fact that we were able to come together, the fact that we were able to ask hard questions and listen to hard answers showed tremendous beauty and understanding and love for one another. And so as we take a look at the reading on page 41 or 159, when we sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, I think of our community joined together in understanding and respect for one another. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. We find Hashkivenu on page 42 or 160.
For the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomrei l'ulechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomrei l'ulechaim.
We continue together on page 44 or 162 with Vishamru. And I know you're all out there doing the motions with me, so even though I feel silly, I'm not silly because you're doing it too. Promise.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dotan berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dotan berit olam. Ve'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dotan berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dotan berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash, Shabbat vaynafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat l'dotan berit olam.
We turn to page 46 or 164 for the Amidah, our standing prayer, and we notice the reading on the left side of the page. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. What does your prayer invite tonight? Open yourself to that invitation and allow it to join you as we stand and pray together for God to open up our lips.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai Shefatai Tivtach Ufi Aki Tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Kol Melech Hasadim Tovim, Ve'konei hakol, ve'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neichem leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia, Mohorid hatal, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, Umito melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata le'achayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim bechol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Let's be seated and turn to page 177 or page 59. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of? You made us a little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, u'lecha na'eh lehodot. We take some time for our own private prayers and silent reflections.
continue with these words in the middle of page 180. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. Yiyu lechatzon imrei fi, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי, אדוני צורי וגואלי.
Let's turn to page 253 or 371 as we pray for healing.
רפאנו אדוני ונרפא, הושיענו ונפשע, אל קרוב לכל קורב, אך טוב ליראיו ישוב. We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shlema, heal us now. Heal us now.
Tonight, as we pray for healing, there is so much to pray for. Many of us have been glued to the news this week, not only because we are still suffering from a global pandemic, an actual global pandemic that is taking lives and hurting people and making us sick. And we still pray for healing. And we pray that those around us are taking action so that we may all find healing. And even as that is going on, we see tragedy in Beirut. We see the after effects of an explosion that rocked the country. We see disbelief that something so big can happen while something so big is happening. And even as that is happening, there is still the moments in our own lives that each one of us are struggling with, each one of us are seeking healing from. Even as the world is in trauma, cancer doesn't stop, addiction doesn't stop, mental health challenges do not stop. There is still more to pray for. There are still more people to reach out to, more comfort to share, more prayers to hold up. And so together we pray for healing, for all of it, to make our world a little more whole, to make our loved ones a little more whole, to make ourselves a little bit whole. If there's someone you're thinking of tonight who's in need of healing, any kind of healing, we invite you to put their names into the chat, to say their names out loud, or to reach out. Shoot them a text message. I know it's Shabbat. Do it anyway, if that's your custom. Or make a point to reach out later so that they know you're thinking of them. And we wish a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery to Bill Adler, Stacy Adler, Gershon Ben Miriam, Connor Gittimer, Max Goldberg, Tina Gomberg, Hallie Gratis, Richard Herbig, Dan Kobilka, Label David Ben Saralea, Stacy Megalitis, Esther Odelson, Deborah Peskin, Rabbi Jadel Plotkin, Cooper Romanelli, Don Rosenblum, Sally Rosenblum, Jordan Schoen, Michael Peeler Smith, Kathy Sudhalter, Barbara Traum, Jim Unruh, Robin Wolf, Rachmiel Tzvi Ben Devora, and Yosef Ben Miriam.
We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole. Elna refana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuah shlema, heal us now. Heal us now. Heal us now.
We continue our prayers for health and wholeness as we turn to a prayer for our country, page 258 or 376. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
Amen. Avinu shebashamayim, tzur Yisrael v'goalo, bareichet medinat Yisrael, reishit tzmichat geulatenu.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Avinu shebashamayim, tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Amen. Selah. Amen. Selah.
Shabbat Shalom. Historically, mothers were not present at a Brit Milah. But times have changed, and I have been present now for the Brit Milah, or the Jewish ritual circumcision, of both of my sons. Both experiences are now hazy postpartum memories, even the one that was less than a year ago. I do remember when my oldest child was born, leaning over the table to hold his hands while the moil performed the task. I remember still being in physical pain of my own, but needing my son, who had not yet been away from me for even a minute, to know I was right there. Seeing my distress, my mother brought me a chair, as it was clear that I wasn't going to leave his side. And I whispered to him that he would be okay, that it would be over in a minute. And though he was still tiny, it's funny to think of him tiny now, he would soon be a part of something much, much bigger. And in retrospect, I was so worried for him in that moment that something would go wrong or that he would hurt. But looking back, I wonder, who really was more vulnerable in that moment? Him or me? While my memory is hazy, he has none at all. And while he did cry for just a minute, 8 years later, I have heard him cry much louder and much longer for much less. And without a doubt, in that moment, it was hard to separate who was feeling the worry and the pain. Was it me or was it him? It has been said that becoming a parent is like learning to move through the world with your heart outside your body. And in that moment, this felt painfully, wrenchingly true. The rabbis teach that the heart is the seat of emotion. The heart rejoices and it cries. The heart comforts and it grieves. The heart hardens and softens. It is sad and it is scared. It is presumptuous and mischievous. The heart thinks, it melts, it trembles, and it breaks. In layman's medical terms, our heart is the muscle that pumps blood through our body, supplying us with oxygen and nutrients. And yet, we still refer to our heart as the metaphorical place where our prayers reside, where our loved ones' memories rest, where we feel our grief and our love and our hope. And when we truly seek to open ourselves to one another, we meet at the heart. In this week's Parsha, Akev, our hearts do something else. Moses implores the Israelites, Umaltem et arlat levavchem. Cut away, therefore, the thickening about your hearts. Or in more literal terms, circumcise the foreskin of your hearts. Our hearts, like our sons, become a part of the promise between us and the Holy One. Our hearts are a part of this covenant binding us personally, privately, and deeply to one another and to God. Rabbi Malka Drucker remembers that Moses removed his shoes when he approached the burning bush. She explains, the foreskin in this expression can be likened to the thick skin on our feet that keeps us from feeling our connection to the holy most intimately. Women and men alike can have a heart that is tender and loving and open to the divine. The metaphor found in Parshat Ekev hints that the purpose of this ritual is to remind both men and women to keep the heart tender. That all of us are called to bring forth creative and nurturing energy within ourselves and to act with an empathic heart. We are a people who are always seeking connection and contact through our rites and our rituals with God, our tradition, and one another. And the longer we stay home, the more difficult it becomes. A few weeks ago, I officiated my first baby naming over Zoom. And it did the job, Happy parents held up the baby to the laptop screen for all to gush over, and the grandparents shared readings, and everyone became teary as the sweet child's name was explained, an ode to an uncle now deceased. The uncle's memory indeed has been dormant in the hearts of all who were present, and now he was there in both the heart and the name of this brand new soul. But then it happens. And by now we're all familiar with the moment after the Zoom call ends. The sigh that comes when the host clicks end meeting, and we are once again alone. There is no long Jewish goodbye, no oneg at which week vetch and week vel, no transitional car ride home, no need to even change clothes when we get there. Zoom and FaceTime and YouTube have helped us draw close to one another in some ways, but it also reinforces in others just how far away we truly are. The metaphoric membrane around our hearts grows thicker. Who will place the chair behind the anxious new mother when her parents are miles away? How long will we have to grieve and celebrate and work and schmooze remotely? When can we cut the cord from our phones and our screens and our webcams? Quite simply, we need each other. We have always needed each other, and we need each other still. Our hearts yearn for contact, for connection, for another heart that beats in time with ours. At the bris of my first son, it was hard to imagine that he would ever be anything but that tiny, vulnerable baby. And while I am still in the thick of early parenting, I have moments where I see him now and I am shocked to realize just how much he has grown. And I can only imagine what it will be like to see him take the wheel for the first time, to build a career, to find a partner. Someday I will be the mother who offers a chair, whose heart grows with love for the children of her children. When we are so deeply entrenched in one particular moment, it can be very hard to see what lies ahead. Our vision is hazy. We have to cut through the thick fog of today just to get to tomorrow. Let's acknowledge it takes work right now to keep our hearts tender. It requires deliberate choice to feel close to family and friends, especially here in Arizona, where it is too hot right now to go for socially distant walks, gather safely outside, or even enjoy a cool drink out on the patio. When it reaches 111 degrees, not even the pool feels refreshing. So we hunker down inside of the thick, solid, air-conditioned walls between us and the world outside. And we yearn to cut away the distance and meet, not at the screen, but at the heart. Right now, we need to plan for Zoom baby namings and socially distant b'nai mitzvah, postponed weddings, and live-streamed funerals. It's not fair, and it's not right, and it's not what we want, and to be quite honest, it is not what we need. But it is where we are. And we don't get to the other side of it unless we can work together to play by the rules of right now. For all of us who are grieving the loss of these events and the comfort of these rituals, I encourage us to examine what we're missing, to peel back the ritual and see what's at the heart, to ask ourselves what will enable us to feel the ground beneath our feet and the emotion of this moment. How can we find a worthy stand-in for the touch that we are missing? What are the small substitutions that can carry us through until we reach tomorrow? We wish each other a Shabbat Shalom in the live YouTube chat. We subject ourselves to a 2-week all-out quarantine so we can hold the new baby. We swim together, but on opposite sides of the pool, and we continue to Zoom and Zoom and Zoom and Zoom. Remember, tomorrow is the goal. Peering through the haze, we can just about see a time when we can hear and hug and hold one another. Do not lose sight of this. There will be lingering goodbyes and cheek-kissing hakafot, where we can shake hands and kiss the Torah and one another. We will embrace the new mother and the mourner and the wedding couple. And we will once again sigh in the comfort of a quiet drive home, satisfied. And what a blessing it will be to take one another by the hand and meet tenderly, exquisitely, and openly at the heart. Shabbat Shalom.
I want to live, I want to give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. Keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
Thank you. I love that. Whew. We don't have as much going on this week as we did last week, or next week as we did this week.
We can use a little break. I mean, after all, Elul starts very soon.
When does Elul start, Cantor?
It would start August, it would be a month before, so August 17th, 18th.
And what's today?
Today is August 7th,
So we're
10
like-
days.
Okay, people, friends, colleagues, congregants, family, hi mom, hi dad. The high holy days are coming, so we are here for you. We are 100% here for you all the time. Our heads may be buried a little bit in prepping for the high holy days, which is going to be a little bit more this year than usual because it's all going to be different, and we don't even know yet what it is. And as we've said, once we know, you'll know. But we're working on it. We assure you of that. So there won't be the same kind of weeknight programs every single night like we had this past week, which was awesome. But it's because we're planning lots of good stuff coming up. And here is some of what's happening. So tomorrow morning, we will meet online, of course, for Shabbat Torah study at 9 a.m. in the Zoom room. Please see your email for the link. Bring your own coffee and join us. Tomorrow morning, we will be doing a special study dedicated to the memory of Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz, who passed away yesterday or today. It's current, it's present, and he was, we'll tell you more in the morning, but someone who truly made Jewish learning accessible to all who wanted to learn. So we will be studying in his memory tomorrow. We want to let you know that confirmation, remember usually that's in the spring, we postponed it because we weren't sure what it would look like and how we would be able to be together for confirmation in the spring. But we have come up with a really beautiful plan. Confirmation will happen August 21st in our Friday night service, and you'll see exactly, I'll let you be surprised by how exactly we're going to bring everybody together for confirmation. But please keep an eye out for that service, August 21st for confirmation. You've all heard by now about CBI Cares in August, that we are collecting child-sized masks for Phoenix Public School District Number 1. And if you are someone who has been wanting to learn how to make a mask, now is the perfect time to do it. Because remember how last week I was like, Gail Gratis, I'm going to call you. Well, I was delinquent and Gail called me, and we set up a tutorial for Tuesday, August 18th at 11 a.m. You can register to get all of the material, supply list, and the link if you would like to learn how to make masks from Gail. And then you can just stay on Zoom because Lunch and Learn will be immediately following. Speaking of Lunch and Learn, this Tuesday at noon we'll be with Cantor Ettinger. You want to tell us?
Yes, it's the second part of Unchained Melodies, musical liturgy that is inspired by the Song of Songs. We looked at a few last week. We actually read about 4 chapters of Song of Songs, which is the love poetry of the Ketuvim section of Tanakh that is attributed to Solomon. So if you want to go ahead and unlock your inner feelings and see how this music moves you, we invite you to join us 12 to 1 p.m. this Tuesday.
And then the following Tuesday, like we said, after the mask making tutorial, will be Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Khan.
Coming back.
He'll be back. He'll be back. That was a Hamilton.
We shall see.
No, he's surely coming back, and he is teaching on August 18th at noon, the things we miss and the things we miss. And if you want to know what that is, you have to come. High Holy Day virtual choir.
Yes. By now you have received a few communications about the High Holiday virtual choir video. We're putting together one song, the High Holiday Baruch Hu. We hope that you can all join us. No need to read music, no need to even read English. It's all lie, 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 lie. So please, if you have seen it and would like to go ahead and sign up, please email me directly, cantor@cbiaz.org, and I'll teach you exactly how to do it.
Awesome. Coffee Talk continues Thursdays at 3. It just keeps getting better and better. If you're not signing on, you are missing out. Anything else you've got event-wise?
I'm doing Coffee Talk this week, right?
Oh, right. Oh,
That's
it's going to be good.
a busy week for me.
It's a Cantor will be on for Coffee Talk today.
Coffee with the Cantor. We'll have some fun. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've heard so much great things.
You
about
hear all
this
the giggling coming from my office,
I know.
and you're jealous.
I've been jealous. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Don't forget to email cbicares@cbiaz.org if you are facing a physical, emotional, or spiritual need. Or, of course, you can always call us directly. By now, most of you have our numbers. Just call, just text. We're here for you. And don't forget to let us know if you've earned a sticker for B'nai Mitzvah credit by watching and participating in the service. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shall we continue with Aleinu? That sounds like a good one to continue with. That's page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וכוחלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
At this time in our service, we remember those who have died in recent days. We remember those for whom the anniversary of their death occurs at this time, and we remember all of those who are in our hearts and in our minds as we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294 or 598. If there is someone you are remembering tonight, either for because you are in a period of Shiva or Shloshim, or because of a yahrzeit, you may put their name into the chat at this time. Additionally, we remember Rabbi Steinsaltz, who once again will be studying in his memory tomorrow morning. And we remember those of our congregational family whose yahrzeits occur this week. We remember Mrs. Ray Ackerman, Bertha Atkins, Nellie Baker, Eleanor Barnett Zaruchis, if I apologize if I mispronounce that name, Sadie Bouts, Jamie Brody, Phil Chapman, Roy Yale Chatlin, Harvey Clemon, Juanita Cohen, Ruben Comer, Trevor Kraus, Nathan Diamond, Gus Echeverria, Jeanette Falkoff, Ruth Francis Feinstein, Miriam Finkelman, Ida Frazen, Tilly Friedman, Eva Goldstein, Esther Goldstock, Louis Gusdorf, Mo Halpern, Pauline Lehner, Albert J. Leonard, Lisa McCormick, Michael Mehiman, Dennis Barclay Morris, Ralph Natch, Esther Pilchick, Abraham Rolnick, Hyman Rudin, Esther I. Scher, Edward Schlossberg, Terry Schneidman, Frederick Serban, Harlan Sherman, Linda Schultz, Rosalind Smolak, Harry Stein, Benjamin David Strauss, Maurice Winograd, Ray Winograd, Harry Zipperstein. And it is with the deepest sympathies that we note the passing of the following people who were recently laid to their eternal rest. We remember Elwanda O'Keefe Hahn, Ellie Algazar, and Malka Cohen. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. As always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the State of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland, and as we mentioned earlier, all of those who tragically died in the explosion in Beirut. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. We find the Kaddish on page 294 or 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehei shemei rabba mevorach le'alam u'lalmei al-maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudashah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all those who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together. Amen.
Amen. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. You keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'chatzavanu b'shabbat kodsho me'ava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom Kehilah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'vratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Shall we join together in Motzi?
Shall we? Yes, we shall.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
B'te'avon.